dear friends of yoga, what a special day. The world's biggest psychological experiment in the human history, and is forecasting that we're all in this together. And so I would like to ask, how was this time for you, and what were you and are your challenges in these times? As what I'm concerned, I'm used to travel about 70% of my time for my profession globally, which I really love so much. And early March, I was like millions around the world overnight in a situation where I could not even visit my father anymore, who lives just a couple of blocks away. And as I work in the training sector, all our client orders got postponed and canceled. And there was like so many of us, so many of you in a completely new situation, far away from my comfort zone, not knowing what comes next. It was truly strange. And it would have probably been easy to stay in fear and frustration. And I'm sure many of you must have had a similar experience. And I must say, and that's why I'm telling that here today, I must say that during this time for me, I so much appreciated the gift that yoga and meditation has brought to me. I so much appreciated the meditation with you, Gurudev, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, twice a day. It gave me stability and strength and also a certain creativity to find new solutions. And so I see it's so important that with this festival, the world of yoga unites and really takes responsibility to share its ancient tools and techniques with the world. Techniques which are scientifically proven to be so powerful for mental and physical health and well-being. And so I'm happy that today we have more than 50 speakers from 20 renowned yoga schools from Europe, but also from around the world. I'm so grateful that all of you took time to join, and in particular, I'm extremely grateful for Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, the founder of the Sri Sri School for Yoga and the Art of Living, of course, to take time for this, to join us on this important day. I also really would like to congratulate the dedicated organizing team of the Sri Sri Yoga School, who really worked pretty much day and night over the last couple of weeks, and from the Art of Living Foundation for bringing all this together. The Sri Sri School for Yoga aims to teach yoga in its purity of an ancient tradition, with technical skill, but also a pragmatic scientific approach. And over the last couple of months, the trainers of the Sri Sri School for Yoga have helped thousands of people in need by offering free online sessions. And with this festival today, the school aims to be at service to all of you, the tens of thousands watching right now and joining us throughout this day. I think in a time in which nations, in which races are so much divided in the world, both external and internal unity is more needed than ever. And so I would like to thank all of you participants, as Peja said, from 70 countries in the world, and all the speakers, yogis, and yoga schools today to unite for this important cause. I think your engagement gives hope, gives joy. Certainly it gives a lot of joy to me, and I'm sure to all of you out there. Enjoy the festival, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Christoph. And thank you for putting everything in the context and for your beautiful sharing. I think many of us will find us in the same situation. And it's my pleasure to welcome now Her Excellency Mr. Gayatri Isar Kumar, who is the Ambassadress of India to the Belgium and Luxembourg and to the European Union. Her Excellency, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody from Brussels, the heart of the European Union. It's a great pleasure for me to join Art of Living and the worldwide participants in this virtual seminar. I'm at the Embassy of India to the European Union, Belgium and Luxembourg, and a very warm namaste to everyone. I take this opportunity to also convey my best wishes to the organizers of this wonderful initiative. I would like to start by agreeing that this online yoga festival for mental health is extremely well timed. We are just a few days away from June 21, the International Day of Yoga. 6 years ago, the people of the world represented in the United Nations General Assembly had voted to declare this day, June 21, as the date on which every year the ancient science of yoga would be celebrated by the international community. And Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, to declare this day, June 21, as the date on which every year the ancient science of yoga would be celebrated. And Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, unprecedented stuff is enough to make anybody extremely nervous and anxious. And obviously, many among us have unfortunately experienced a severe effect on our mental health. Yet at the same time, during this period, so many have shared that during this maddening confinement, the one thing that has kept them going is yoga. And many of those who I did not even know were into yoga had told me that they had been downloading Guruji's the sessions and found a lot of comfort and solace and strength from that. And so by regularly practicing yoga, so many have found a kind of an inner strength which helps them to preserve their equilibrium and mental health during this period. And as we are aware, I have, as I've been sharing here in the European Union again and again, scientific inquiry, modern scientific inquiry has proven that when we allow the pace of our lives and our priorities to disturb the delicate equilibrium between our minds and bodies, there's bound to be conflict and stress and confusion. And for dealing with that, it's the yoga, the meditation, the postures that make the mind and body work together. And that restores the harmony that is very much required, and even more so today. And this is what I think today's session is all about. And I think we should leave it to the experts to explain to us. But what I do think is relevant to mention over here is that there's a considerable enhancement of mental strength and stamina when you're doing yoga. You do not feel the walls and the spaces around you. You feel that you are going into an inner realm. And especially in societies where I am in the West, where you have affluent societies, where you have chronic stress, but that again gets associated with mental health issues. In Europe, where they say that depression is about almost 10 to 20% and 264 million people globally across all age groups have to address this disease. We are warned that due to COVID, we are going to see a sharp spike in numbers of people suffering from depression. Now, that is something to be very wary about. And this is where yoga can help international researchers. And of course, most international research institutions have found that yoga helps to reduce heart rate, modulate stress response systems, lower blood pressure, ease respiration. These are the absolute physical responses to yoga which have been noticed and proven. And so these all help to trauma survivors, and I think that's who have shown good results. So here I would say that even children should be brought into it, trained from a very young age, because then that would help them to be resilient. Even they are feeling the stress of confinement, even they have felt, although we've done all that we can to prevent them from having the effect of the confinement, but children also need to be introduced to the techniques of yoga and meditation, because their mental health is equally important as they are growing up in these absolutely unprecedented and exceptional circumstances. For Alzheimer's also, they say that yoga helps with mental health and reduces dementia. So I'm sure that many among us would very much like to be magically transported to a calm and peaceful oasis in Bangalore, to be guided by His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji on how to make yoga and meditation a part of our daily routine. And it's a privilege for me to request him to speak to us on the efficacy of yoga in maintaining mental health. And hearing him, I would just like to say that as a humanitarian and spiritual leader, Guruji's vision for a stress-free and violence-free society has always recognized the role of yoga and meditation in sustaining mental health, in alleviating stress, and strengthening the immune system. And he's not only an inspiring spiritual leader and teacher, but a global personality. And as the founder of the Art of Living Network, he's changed the lives and motivated more than 450 million people across the globe. And for his work across the continents, he has been recognized with awards and titles bestowed upon him by governments, academic institutions, and prestigious organizations. And we in India are very proud of the fact that in 1986, Guruji was accorded the title of Yoga Shiromani, which means Supreme Jewel of Yoga, by the Honorable President of India. And later in January 2016, he was conferred the Padma Vibhushan, which is India's highest civilian award. And then we also know, for all those who are joining us and who I just thought I would mention, that Guruji had acquired the power of the Sudarshan Kriya after a deep meditation. And he has since then been sharing that through the Art of Living with millions. Those of us who have tried it and those who practice it regularly know that this technique has given us an inner strength that has changed our outlook and our lives. And Guruji, I don't see you on the screen here, but I would like to, momentarily, I think, I would like to say that it's an honor for me to be in this webinar, but you honor the webinar with your gracious presence. And we look forward to learning more from you on how to adapt to the demands of our present day circumstances and alleviate stress and improve our mental well-being through yoga. I also take this opportunity to wish everybody who's participating in this webinar the very best of health and well-being, and a very happy International Day of Yoga 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Her Excellency, for the very complete and inspiring addressing, really bringing us back to the aim of this first yoga festival for mental health. Thank you. Before going ahead, I want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Second Secretary, Embassy of India. Mr. Kumar, glad that you are with us.
Madam. Namaskar, Gurudev.
Namaskar.
On behalf of Embassy of India in Bern, I convey heartfelt greetings from Switzerland to Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, Excellency Ambassador, Madam Gayatri, all distinguished speakers, Mr. Christoph, and online participants. We recall visit of Gurudev to Switzerland last year in June when he delivered a talk on mindfulness and peace. It was really a memorable experience for all of us. His Holiness also planted a tree at India House, which is growing very fast. But this June month is different. And we thank Art of Living for giving us this opportunity to join the online festival on mental health, the first of its kind. We wish great success to this endeavor, which will help millions of people across the world who are going through the difficult times of current pandemic. Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. So it's my real honor, my pleasure, my privilege to welcome Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, founder of Shri Shri School of Yoga and founder of Art of Living. Gurudev, it's such a privilege to have you with us today in this auspicious occasion of the festival. Floor is yours, thousands really waiting for your opening speech.
Very good, Beatrice, and Her Excellency Gayatri Ji and His Excellency Kumar Ji. You have, in fact, put the whole picture already. What are the benefits of yoga, how it is helping. I only have to add a little more to it. You know, in our brain physiology, the back portion of our brain, the hippocampus, they get lesions. And the scientists have found there is no way to get rid of these lesions other than giving long sleep or sedation to people. But with meditation, these lesions disappear so that you feel fresh and those lesions go away and it prevents Alzheimer from taking over your whole life. Similarly, amygdala, the amygdala as the portion of the brain, which is in the center of the brain, that starts shrinking. And there is more than 600 research work papers that has been out there today. You can see Dr. Fari is here. He would tell more about the impact of meditation and kriya and pranayama on human physiology. And there are many more doctors who are going to participate. You know, yoga not only enhances our sharpness of intellect, but it also softens our heart, our feelings. Today we see there is a behavioral disorder in the world. You take from South America to all the way up to Japan and China, our society is clogged with aggression on one side and depression on the other side. Youth are becoming more and more aggressive. There has been increase in domestic violence in the lockdown time, increase in divorce rates. On the other side, people are getting depressed and they don't know what to do with their life, and loneliness. People who feel lonely are on rise. Here, it's yoga, pranayama, meditation works magic. It takes people out of both this extreme behavior of humans. From aggression, it brings you to a normal human being, so also from depression. And this year, let us all take a vow to see that mental health of our society is maintained well. The other day, the Assistant General to the Secretary General of United Nations mentioned to me that there was 8 lakh suicide cases in the past few months. 800,000 committed suicide and 350 million people are affected by mental health. So when we have a medication, or we have a way to get out of this issue, we will have to spread it to the mankind. We will have to make it available everywhere. See, when people are hungry, they go to restaurants. Restaurants are available everywhere. And if they want to do exercise, gymnasiums are available everywhere. But there are not yet so many yoga studios as it is needed. And I congratulate all the yoga enthusiasts who have today joined us from all over Europe and even other parts of smile. And that smile somewhere gets hidden due to stress, due to worries, due to tension. And yoga, I think, is the way to help people regain their smile, regain their strength, regain their, immune system. And yoga has found to boost our immune system. And these hours of crisis, we need to have very strong immune system. So a society which is free from crime, again, yoga has something to contribute here. Yoga can help people to get out of the violent tendencies. We see this happening in prisons all over the world. Millions of prisoners have experienced and have come back on track in society. They've come back to normal life. And similarly, health issues. We have seen doctors in this lockdown period, the frontline workers, they have all practiced meditation, and we have taught several thousands of them, and their experiences are really heartwarming. The way yoga and meditation has helped them to carry on their duty without having to worry about, or be anxious about their own health. So this is another very important thing, that it helps to boost the immune system, mental clarity, emotional harmony, and spiritual upliftment. All these benefits we get. To summarize, I can say a violence-free society, disease-free body, quiver-free breath, confusion-free mind, inhibition-free intellect. See what is happening in America today. It's all due to prejudice. Racial prejudice are still an issue. Yoga and meditation can help people to get out of the racial prejudice and embrace the entire human race as one family. Yoga has always said, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are all part of one human family, irrespective of our religion, race, caste, creed, whatever it is, language. But we all belong to each other. We all belong to the one divinity. So, a prejudice-free intellect, trauma-free memory, and sorrow-free soul. This is the birthright of every human being. And this yoga festival, online yoga festival, can inspire millions to take on to the path your ideologies can continue. If it is not harming others, those things you can continue. If you are having an ideology which is based on harm, creating harm to others, then you should stay away from yoga. But this is not going to let you have the violent tendencies within you. Otherwise, this does not contradict anybody's belief system. You can follow any religion, but do practice yoga and find peace and happiness in your life. And so let it spread to everyone around you. With these few words, I wish all the organizers and all of you, all the participants and yogis and gurus who are joining this conference, all the best and blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurudev, for your blessing.
Conference. All the best and blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurudev, for your blessing.
Okay. All the best and blessings. Thank you.
Gurudev, thank you so much for being with us on this auspicious occasion. We have with us the ambassador of India to Europe, Ms. Gayatri Kumar, Her Excellency.
Good morning, Guruji.
Good morning, Gayatri ji. कैसी हैं आप? How are you?
बहुत ठीक और बहुत खुश आपको देखकर. Thank you for inviting me.
Very nice.
And we are representing the thank you so much for Switzerland, the deputy with us on the auspicious occasion. We have with us the ambassador of India to Europe, Ms.
Namaskar,
Gayatri Kumar, Her
namaskar.
Excellency.
How
Good
are
morning,
you?
Guruji.
Good morning, Gayatri ji. कैसी
And
हैं आप? How
representing
are
the Middle
you?
East,
बहुत ठीक
Ms.
और बहुत
Alreem
खुश आपको
Al-Tennaji, the
देखकर.
founder of the Kintsugi Space Abu Dhabi, Your Excellency.
Thank
And
you
we have
for
with-
inviting me.
Good morning, Guruji.
Good morning,
Very
good
nice.
morning.
And
I'm
we
so
are
happy to be here
representing
today.
the thank you so much for Switzerland,
Very
the deputy with
nice
us on the
that we're
auspicious
all
occasion. We have
together,
with us
you
the
know,
ambassador
and giving a
of India to
big,
Europe.
good beginning for the International Yoga Day with a difference this year.
Yes.
So I hand over to Bea to moderate us.
Yeah. When we start, it's already on.
Yes, we are on. You can start.
Is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. And in this case, the practicing of yoga will allow us, which is the feed and rest, feed and breathe. So the quiet after the storm. We need this interval just to switch off the brain. Think that about 96% of the fear we can experience in our life will never happen. So we can die for this because we have anxiety. Anticipation anxiety is a big issue. So we spend all our life scurrying for something that will not appear. Only 4% of this challenge will be transformed through stressful events and maybe even deathful events. So we decide with this system of activity, the orthosympathetic activity, which means adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol, to destroy our source of energy. As soon as we have expired all this energy, we need to recover. So people with chronic pain, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, because they have adrenaline and cortisol, which is a very powerful hormone that will allow us to run as fast as we can, just in order to survive. This is, phylogenetically speaking, the oldest capacity of the man to survive. So we need this orthosympathetic system to survive, releasing adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol. And you can find, just in 1 hour of practicing of yoga, a better connection in the different cortical frontal region. So in the brain, specifically in the prefrontal cortex. And this can give us the big opportunity to shift to better condition to recover after the stress, after the competing goals. All our life is a kind of escaping from the Leo, which is trying to catch us. Think about the COVID-19 that pushed a lot of people in a sort of jail, an home jail. In this situation, we have suffered a lot because there was a neurological perspective of constriction. And yoga can help us to switch to the parasympathetic activity. So the true menacing of fear can immediately tune us on adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol. As far as we decide to come back to normality, we need to recover our energy, through the meditation, through the yoga. So yoga is very important because it helps us to connect the different places of the basal ganglion, like the putamen, like the nucleus caudatus, to the prefrontal brain that will help us during the execution of different movements, perfectly tuned, to switch off the brain. So we need to make connections. As far as we are able to create better connection of different sides of the brain, in that moment we increase the level of acetylcholine, of dopamine, which are all rewarding neurotransmitters. So the evolution of humanity is depending upon the capacity to create better adaptation to the new physiology. So the body is able to produce a lot of gratification, and this will help us to increase the neuroplasticity. So the simple creation of different patterns between different sides of the brain and different neurotransmitters will help us to become no more the gazelle trying to escape and to survive to the Leo catch, but the moment of relaxation, the quiet after the storm. So the brain can make the difference. The brain, as Osho Ranesh stated, is a big liar. So whenever we listen to the brain can make confusion, can make alarms. It is its job. So we have to disconnect this through a neurological perspective, releasing the fight and fly physiology and switching to the parasympathetic. So fear means orthosympathetic reaction. Yoga means the mindful relaxation, calm state of the mind. So we switch off the brain and the mind can expand like oil horizontally, expanding everywhere. So we can change our behaviors and our habits. Of course, this is depending also a kind of self-transformation, and to make them a little easier, we have to follow some basic principle as to follow the proper diet. So starving is very important. Every single religion which take care about the nutrition, the starving, you can find in the Israeli principle, in the Catholic, in the Hinduism, in the Tibetan religion. So we better follow the concept of to reduce the amount of food. So we have to reorganize the control of goal directed to the behavior. So the best behavior we can achieve is an executive functioning of the brain. So the brain is good when we have to survive for the fast and fly, fight and fly. But we cannot always run so hardly. We have to recover. So we need time. We need to recover with the meditation, with the yoga. So we better switch on the different way of mental health. Mental health means retreats. It means also effective strategies and effective strategy that can help protect and restore the mental health through, yoga practicing can become much more accepted and practiced to support mental health and disorder because you can change changing in the blood patterns also before and after the practicing of yoga. GABA, the neurotransmitter which has an inhibitory capacity, will be increased after 1 hour of yoga. This is amazing because your immune system will be pumped by the GABA. So we have to release, we have to increase the capacity to switch to the parasympathetic activity. We cannot fight 24 hours a day. And sometimes we act like a gazelle, and we are running to survive 24 hours a day. So meditation, yoga, good nutrition will help us to reconnect the different side of the brain through the simple practicing of asanas, which is very important just to increase the balance of neurotransmitters. So we cannot survive only fighting 24 hours a day. We have to improve our immune system, practicing the right principle of meditation. And this is what Patanjali described in the first line of the Yoga Sutras. So the purpose of yoga is to still the turbulence of the mind. So the mind, the brain is a liar. So we have to switch off the brain and to find a different pattern between the different activation of the brain. We have to switch off the remote control of our television if we don't want to listen to the noise, and we have to get inside. So COVID-19 has been a good opportunity for us to get inside, to find our dark side of our moon, expanding the light within, without looking always outside. The light is inside us. So yoga means to switch on the light and to switch off the brain. The brain is a liar. The yoga can increase the GABA activity, can increase the parasympathetic activity, can allow us to work in a better energy pattern. You know, the simple phone, when you are low in battery, they will play a different utilization of energy. So low battery execution means then sometimes we have to manage with different levels of energy. We cannot spend more than what we have in the bank account. So we have to take particular care investigating about yoga can affect individuals with mental health condition. So for us, it's better than any other drugs. So you have to quiet the mind. So we have to recover
Thank
the
you,
structure.
Mr. Pamphili. Sorry to interrupt you. We have to close. It was
Okay.
amazing, addressing, very, very interesting, and giving us such an overview of how we are working inside and how yoga can help us. So thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I would like to invite and warmly welcome Ms. Alreem Altenaiji, who is the founder of Kintsugi Space from Abu Dhabi. Ms. Alreem, I would love that you can address us, waiting for your words. Your mic is not working. You have opened your mic. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here to learn more about yoga and be able to meditate and share this precious time with all of you. We all know meditation gathers power when we do it all together. So I would like to thank the organization and Gurudev for creating this conscious space to help all of us thrive in this challenging time, and also to strengthen our mental resilience. Recently in my magazine, Kintsugi, I wrote an article about this golden time where I explored why this is the perfect moment and chance to ask ourselves bigger questions and move into consciousness and meaning, and to take this challenge an opportunity to heal ourselves and repair. And I believe today with all the speakers, they were mentioning tools for all of us to use during this pandemic to heal ourselves and repair by the meditation, by the yoga. And for me personally, I focused during this time into the way I breathe, where I start to study different breathing practices. And it's a huge change, one small change, but it affects me in a big scale. It's so simple, and we take it for granted, our breathing, you know? So during this pause, I've been thinking a lot about a caterpillar and how it goes into its own cocoon in order to grow and change into beautiful butterfly. And I believe creating this festival today, it will help us to shift and transform through this virtual cocoon. So thank you, Gurudev, and thank you for all the organization and the speakers for helping us to understand more the power of meditation, the power of yoga. And I hope all the best for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alreem, for your blessings and for your beautiful addressing. Very grateful.
Thank you.
And it's my pleasure now to reach for our last keynote speaker, Professor Fari Saçoglu, who is professor of the Department of Biosciences at University Oslo in Norway. So Fari, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. And thank you for this opportunity. It's a great honor and privilege for me. What a wonderful and very timely event. In fact, what I had in mind to share with you, the speakers before me have already shared in different ways, starting with Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankar, the Honorable Gayatri Ji, Kamlesh Ji, and of course, Professor Panfili. Nevertheless, I will share with you some perspectives from my experience as a yoga practitioner, which I started early in college, and as a scientist. Having observed very positive effects on myself and the others, then I followed the science on yogic practices over the years. So I'd like to share with you some slides and some perspectives about that. Okay. Can you see my slides?
Yes, Fari.
Okay. So I'd like to start with asking you a simple question. What are the components of wellness? So please take a moment and think in your mind, what is it that makes us feel well and healthy? Of course, you're thinking about the body, our emotions. There are several pieces that need to be in place for us to feel well. And all of these are important and influence each other. We need to keep in mind that well-being is not only perception and expectation of physical well-being, but also being intellectually stimulated by an optimal level of intellectual activity, to have a positive sense of self-regard and deal with unpleasant mood states, to have a perception of being connected well with family and co-workers, so very important during the pandemic, and having a positive perception of the environment where we work, and also have a positive perception of meaning and purpose in life, the spiritual aspect. And these are all interconnected, and there's one aspect that can break down every part and the connection between these parts, and that is chronic stress. As was described so well by Professor Panfili, stress actually is important for us to survive and perform in the short term, but if it's long term, then it starts to break our system. Despite this importance of stress, we don't give enough place for it in our healthcare system. I've given some presentations at the WHO, and each time I go, I look at their website of health topics. As you can see here, stress is not one of the topics, even though it's estimated that 75 to 90% of doctors' office visits are stress related. It's the same in the health topics of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. There is an entry on occupational stress, but that's it. So the situation is this: two medical professionals are talking to each other. One is saying, according to the latest research, the average human body is 20% water and 80% stress. So we have to do something about stress. This has been recognized by the field of psychoneuroimmunology, which posits that chronic stress, negative emotions, and individual characteristics directly affect the bidirectional interactions between the nervous system endocrine system, and the immune system. And if we cannot deal with negative input to this P and I axis, the immune system breaks down, and of course, disease arises. However, if we are able to handle the stress, we have positive emotions and individual characteristics, P and I axis is supported, and then wellness arises. We actually know a lot about how this works. We know that chronic stress suppresses the immune system, disturbs our digestive system, increases heart rate, blood pressure, etc. In addition, it instigates bad coping strategies such as smoking and drinking, and all of these increase the risk of disease. And we know a lot about the molecular mechanisms of this. I will not go into this. There's really a great body of knowledge on this. But I wanted to share with you a landmark study which was published in 1991, looking at about 400 subjects. I think all of us experience that when we are stressed, we are most likely to catch colds then. I think this is our common experience. This was shown very directly in this study where the subjects were infected directly with different cold viruses. And as you can see here, when the psychological stress index is high, then the subjects coming down with colds increased significantly. There's basically a direct correlation. And this was true for all different types of cold viruses. And you can see a cousin of the SARS-CoV-2 that is wreaking havoc in our world now, coronavirus, was one of them. But since I'm a cancer biologist, I also brought an example from cancer biology to show the importance of environmental influences on our health and wellness, not only in terms of simple colds, but also in chronic diseases. So in cancer research, we use mice as model systems, and we house them either in normal cages, as shown on the left, or in this study, in enriched cages. As you can see, they're larger, they have a lot of toys, they're much more colorful, it's enabling the mice to socialize more, etc. So the authors of this study hypothesized that if we change the environment of the mice, then it can have an effect on cancer development. So they placed genetically identical mice, either in normal cages or enriched cages, and gave them the same food, same water, and then they injected them with human tumor cells, which grew into tumors. And what they found was very striking. When the mice grew in control cages, the tumors grow to a certain size, large tumors. When they were in the enriched environment cages, the tumors were decreased by 80%. So they ate exactly the same thing. They're genetically identical, but their environment made a major influence on the outcome. So this was for melanoma, but, which is one of the most aggressive tumors, but it was done for other cancers as well. Here is shown for pancreatic cancer, another very aggressive tumor. And this is not only for mice. There have been experiments showing the effect of lifestyle changes on cancer development. Here are a couple of these studies on prostate cancer showing that intensive nutrition and lifestyle intervention can have major effects on the outcome of the disease. Of course, this is not new. This is ancient knowledge that our environment, the aspects of our wellness, the wellness wheel, affects us in a major way. So this is a quote from the ancient epic Mahabharata from India, where it says, there are two classes of diseases, bodily and mental. Each arises from the other, and neither can exist without the other. Thus, mental disorders arise from physical ones, and likewise, physical disorders arise from mental ones. In fact, if you look at the very foundation of modern medicine, Hippocrates is considered to be the father of modern medicine. He said, I would rather know the person who has the disease rather than the disease the person has. This is basically a description of personalized medicine, which we've come to understand the importance of and appreciate in the last couple of decades. So there's no question we have to handle chronic stress. So how to do that? There are many different ways we can approach it. Stress management skills are there, time management, diet is important, exercise, etc. I would like to suggest that based on the published research, the ancient tools, yogic practices, breathwork, meditation are the most effective. And there are a lot of studies done on these practices. I did a search in the databases with the keyword yoga, which showed that there are about 5,500 studies, research studies in international journals. I did another search with meditation. There are about 7,000 studies. As you can see here, the research is greatly increasing in the last 2 decades or so. So there's a great interest because these practices are effective. Here's a summary on the research on yogic practices from a National Institute of Health website. There is increased energy and vitality, increased optimism, decreased anxiety, reduced blood pressure, decreased pain, amelioration of various diseases, improved social interactions, and so forth. So it basically shows, the research shows that yogic practices affect all aspects of the wellness wheel, which is shown here. So if you come back to our wellness wheel, for example, for the physical, there are distinct physiological effects, normalization of the cortisol level, the distinct EEG changes, immune cells changes that are beneficial, decreases in chronic disease, reduced inflammation, and so forth. In terms of emotional aspect, there's increased optimism, decreased stress, anxiety, depression, mental strength, increase in resilience and emotional intelligence, and so forth. So yogic practice really has been shown by research that has the potential to fulfill all aspects of the wellness wheel. Now, how does this work? How do all of these very different effects come about? We can understand this in the context of a paradigm shift in science that we've been experiencing. One is neuroplasticity that was referred to before by Dr. Panfili. And the second is epigenetics. So I will describe these very briefly for you. So neuroplasticity basically means that brain remains changeable even into late adulthood. When I went to medical school, the physiology textbook said that the brain develops during a critical period in early childhood, adolescence, then remains relatively unchangeable. In fact, it goes down. So many of the research studies on neuroplasticity, in fact, come from meditation research. It was documented over many decades that during meditation, there are distinct changes to the activity of the brain. So here shown from one study, if you look at this graph on the left side, you can see exactly where the meditation began with the increase in the activity of these measurements. And compared to control, meditators have significantly increased activity in certain parts of the brain. This suggested that the change in activity may give rise to changes in the very structure of the brain. And in fact, this was what was found, first reported in 2005 by researchers at Mass General Hospital, Yale University, and Harvard Medical School. What they found when they compared non-meditating subjects with those who have been meditating for some years is that in certain areas that are shown by these color-coded images, so these red areas, were found to be increased in meditators compared to controls. And this was replicated many times over. I think there are about 25 different studies now documenting similar effects of meditation. A more recent study showed that as short as 8 weeks of meditation can induce these effects. Some of the findings are shown here. Red is the meditators, blue are non-meditators, the change that occurs during 8 weeks. As you can see in a number of different areas, there are increases in the very structure of the brain. And it turns out that these areas are not haphazard. They are areas that are associated with beneficial effects. For example, they are involved in attention, introspection, sensory processing, also learning and memory, emotional regulation, perspective taking. Differences, luckily for those who may feel they are getting older, were most pronounced in older participants. That means when you do these practices, you get more effects in these areas. So the second area is close to my heart, epigenetics, because this is the area of cancer research that I'm involved in. It basically means that in addition to the DNA sequence of an organism, there are environmental effects that can switch the genes on and off, thus affect how cells function. So to explain that better, I'll give you a crash course on Bio 101. This is a picture of a cell, a cross-section. There are beautiful structures in it, different organelles such as the mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum. In the middle, there is the DNA. We all know about the DNA, which is the blueprint of our physiology. It has these packets of information called genes, and the flow of information is from DNA to RNA to protein, and this is called gene expression. So now I'll ask you a question to be on the same page. I think most people will recognize this person to the left. He is Lionel Messi, and this is Mr. Messi. So I would like to ask you, how much difference is there between the DNA of a human being, Messi, and that of a monkey? So give you 5 seconds. Is it 1 to 2%, 10%, 20%, or 50%? Yes, the answer is 1 to 2%. It's quite humbling, but we are 99, 98% identical to a chimpanzee. Now, I think a lot of you would also know this person, Roger Federer, I think greatest tennis player ever. So what is the difference between the DNAs of Messi and Federer? Again, 5 seconds. Is it 10%, 5%?
Sorry, I only can agree. I only can agree.
I know, Christoph, we are common fans of Roger. He's so great. So what do you think? 10%, 5%, 1%, 0.1%? The correct answer is 0.1%. In fact, if you think of any person that you know, we are 99.9% identical. In fact, at the level of the DNA structure, the very sequence the old Indian dictum of Vasudev Kutumbakam is a reality. We are really a worldwide family. But if you look at the cells from one single person, nerve cells, liver cells, heart muscle cells, lymphocytes, they are very different in structure and function, but they have the same DNA. Why? It's because there are differences in gene expression. So based on this epigenetic knowledge, some years ago, we hypothesized that these beneficial effects that are observed with yogic practices, in this particular case, the SKY program that is taught by the International Art of Living Foundation, including simple yoga asanas, powerful breathing exercises, in particular the Sudarshan Kriya program, the SKY program. We asked whether SKY may induce effects in short term in participants at the level of their gene expression, at the epigenetic level. So what we did was we took a group of people, they either practiced the SKY program or they went, the same subjects, on a nature walk, listened to relaxing music. And before and after we took blood, and then in the immune cells in the blood, we analyzed the changes in gene expression. And this is what we found. I will not describe the technicalities of it, but basically every row is corresponding to a gene and every column is a subject. With the SKY program, there were significant changes in gene expression compared with the control regimen. In fact, there were about 4-fold more changes in gene expression, epigenetic changes, by SKY compared with control regimen. This was analyzed further, and we know what these genes are. There are some interactions between these, which is for further study. So in summary, there are distinct effects of yogic practices at the molecular level. And these are likely to be in other cell types in the physiology, and they happen within 2 hours. It's almost instantaneous. I think those of us who practice yoga, the effect of yoga is immediate. The mindset, the feeling we have when we go into the yoga session, when we come out, is very different. And this happens all the way down to the effects at the epigenetic level. Of course, further studies are needed. And to summarize, overall, for sustainable health and wellness, including mental health, but as we saw, it is linked to everything else we experience as individuals, one needs to consider all aspects of the individual. And the basis of doing so is to support the psychoneuroimmunology axis, engaging the epigenetic level and neuroplasticity. And based on the research that's available, among the different tools to achieve this, I believe yogic practices are arguably the most powerful tool. So I'd like to finish with this cartoon a friend of mine drew. He is a medical doctor. So this person is trying to mop up the floor of the water that is overflowing from a sink because the faucet is open. I think we, in our Western approach to health, and in fact, in personal considerations, often find ourselves in this kind of state. We are treating the symptom or trying to treat the symptom because you can do only so much. Here, luckily, a friend comes and he has an idea.
We need to wind up. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm finishing. So he closes the faucet, and then, of course, this is curing the root cause. And this is, in fact, what Kamleshi was mentioning, the principle of Heyam Dukam Anagatam in yoga.
Thank you, Fariji. I have to stop you here. We have so many things to come.
Show the picture from Norway. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your being with us, for all the interesting sharings. And we are going to close this first opening session. And I thank warmly all the panelists here. And I want to remind you all again about our next workshop with Kamlesh Barval. And is going to be on 17-20 June. And you want maybe play the lottery and win one of 10 free tickets. So please just scan the QR code and good luck. So for now, we are moving to the next session, which is a practice session. So we are putting in practice everything. You can stay on this channel, or you can go to the website and choose your own workshop if you have not done. I invite all of you panelists to join us and to really experience the benefits of yoga. And again, a warm thanks to all of you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
Bea, thank you so much for the moderation. I would like to also, on behalf of the school, thank all of the great speakers. It's wonderful to have you with us. And I think you really set the tone for us to now dive into the practice. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Christoph, and thank you, all of you.
Thanks.
Thank you. All the best to all of you.
Hier Sharif, wenn ihr etwas anderes, Şimdi Tahir Şerif'le birlikteyiz.
Can we look at the slides first about the disclaimer? Okay, welcome to the Yoga United for Mental Health Festival. This is a unique opportunity brought to you.
Hoş geldiniz.
Okay.
1 second, Tatiana, please. We need to start the translation one more time, and then you can start. Yeah.
And,
Bienvenidos.
Can you unmute my audio, please?
Yes. So moderators, please don't translate now. I have to stop the translation to define a new translator. So please wait. So Tahir, your audio has been started now. So please wait, and I will.
Hayır, sesini açtık.
So please wait, I will restart the translation because we have a new translator for this session. So the translator for German is Andrea Gunther, and she has been defined now. And the translator for Turkish is Gayam, and has been defined now and is on the Portuguese channel. And the translator for Spanish is Fernanda and has been defined now, and I will start the translation now.
so welcome to the Yoga United. Great. Welcome to the Yoga United for Mental Health Festival. This is a unique opportunity brought to you by the Art of Living Foundation in partnership with of Yoga to unite communities, especially in this time of changes for one cause, mental health. The festival comes as a response to the current pandemic that has changed the way we live, work, and interact with each other. And today, we offer you many solutions to enhance emotional well-being. And now we welcome Tahir Sharif. He's a doctor, medical doctor by profession, and also he's yoga and meditation teacher by passion. Tahir is born and raised in Zimbabwe, and now he's living in UK for the last 10 years. Same, teaching yoga and meditation for the last 10 years. And before we start, can you shortly show us the slide, the disclaimer slides, so to make sure that so
Yes.
not all the, yeah, okay. So just for you to let you know, not all the exercises are suitable for everybody, and this or any exercise program could result in injury. Consult your doctor before embarking on this or any exercise program. To reduce the risk of injury, never force or strain. We encourage you to always take care when determining your ability to do the exercises offered in the class, particularly if you have a specific injury or conditions. In case you feel pain, discomfort, or dizziness, do not continue. Eventually, do not hold the posture too long. Come out of the posture and enter again. So now we continue with Tahir Sharif. Welcome. So now they are all yours.
Thank you very much, Tatiana. Lovely introduction. Welcome, everybody. Hope you all are well, enjoying the session today so far, enjoying all the talks, all the speeches. So just before we start, let's just sit comfortably for a few moments. Comfortably, sit easily, and let's close the eyes. Let's first take a normal deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Another deep breath in and let go. Let's take our attention to the mind and all the thoughts happening in the mind at this very moment. Just become aware of what's happening in the mind at this moment. And without too much effort, let's drop all the activities of the day, of the week, and bring the mind to this moment, right here, right now, to the present moment. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And whenever you're ready, let's open the eyes. Okay. So, welcome to the session. My name is Tahir. I'm based in the UK. I'm a medical doctor by profession, working in a hospital at the moment. And as you can imagine, working in a hospital environment, there's lots of stress, lots of panic, lots of emotion comes up in our day-to-day activity, all the things that are going on, literally on a daily basis. So just linking that, there's a very beautiful principle in yoga. The principle in Sanskrit says, Heyam Dukham Anagatam. What this means is, the purpose of yoga is to reduce the stress, is to reduce the misery before it arises, before it even comes. Just take a minute to think about this. The purpose of yoga is to reduce the misery before it even arises. How is that even possible? So when you think of sickness, you think of a headache, a cold, chest pain, itchiness, whatever it is, the physical symptoms of some problem, right? But even before the physical manifestation of the symptoms happen, before the physical signs show up in your body, something happens before that in the mind. If you've ever noticed when you get a cold, for example, if you just go back a couple of days, you'll notice prior to that, you may have been very stressed, very anxious, very restless. Maybe you weren't eating correctly, not drinking enough fluids, maybe not sleeping well. Maybe you're in some sort of a fight with your loved ones. So all of the problems before they manifest physically start in the mind. When the mind is restless, when the mind is agitated, that's where the sickness starts. And the more you hold on to that, the more you dwell on that, then from the mind, it manifests physically as cold, as a headache, as chest pain, as nausea, as weight gain, whatever it is. So the purpose of yoga is to decrease the stress, to rid the misery before it arises. And how does that happen? How do we do that? By dealing with it in the mind. So yoga is not only just a physical exercise. Yoga is done with a lot of awareness, the mind, in combination with the breath. And the union of the body, the breath, and the mind, when they all come into union, is what brings that relaxation, that joy. So when you're stressed in the mind, when you're anxious in the mind, what happens? You're thinking
Sorry,
negatively.
Tahir, the sound is not good. Can you do something?
Is this any better?
Yes.
Is this clear now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So if you think about when you're restless in the mind, for example, you get angry, you get tension, you get worried, you get emotional upsets in the mind. All of these things, when we tend to yoga, for example, the body, the physical element, pranayamas, the breath, and meditation, the mind, then all of these can calm down the mind and reduce that stress, reduce that misery, decrease that misery before it even arises. And by practicing yoga, it's a very holistic approach to dealing with almost every system in the body. The brain gets relaxed, all the organs in the system get massaged, your breathing improves, your chest expands, your lung capacity increases, your breathing capacity, your lung capacity increases. Almost every system in the body is benefited by the process of the yoga. Okay. Good. So we'll come to our mat. We'll start a session. So let's sitting easily, sitting comfortably. Let's come to the mat. And we'll start with 3 Oms. Let's close the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Om. 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 And relax. Sitting tall, sitting comfortably, keeping the back straight, we'll do a few yogic breaths. With this technique, what you do is you're breathing in and out normally through your nose. As you breathe in, you first expand the stomach as much as you can. After expanding the chest, after expanding the stomach, then you expand the chest. Push the breath all the way up to the collarbones as much as you can. As you breathe out, first relax the stomach, then relax the chest. Okay, so we'll do it together. tall, sitting comfortably, take a deep breath in. As you're breathing in, expand the stomach, float the belly, expand the chest as much as you can. Push the breath all the way up to the collarbones. And as you're breathing out, let's first relax the stomach, the chest, and continue breathing. As you breathe in, expand the stomach, expand the chest, push the breath all the way up to the collarbone. And as you're breathing out, relax the stomach, the chest, the breath. Keep breathing. We'll do this for a few more rounds. Each time as you're breathing in, expanding the stomach, expanding the chest, pushing the breath all the way up to the collarbone. And as you're breathing out, relaxing the stomach, then relaxing the chest. Keep going in your own time, in your own rhythm.
Tahir, the sound, you can do it a little better, and please, if you can speak a little slower for the translators, that will be, they will be very happy. Thank you.
Let's continue the yogic breathing. Long, deep breaths in and slow, controlled breaths. And we'll do one last round as you're breathing in, expand the stomach, expand the chest, push the breath all the way up to the collarbones. And as you're breathing out, relax the stomach and relax the chest. And come back to normal breathing. So we'll do one more pranayama. This one is called Vastrika. Vastrika means bellows breath. So if you can sit in this position, Vajrasana or the diamond posture, sitting on your heels. The reason we sit like this is to keep the back straight. I'll just demonstrate it quickly. So starting position, making a loose fist in front of your shoulders. Elbows tucked in to the side of the body. When I say the words breathe in, your hands come up, your palms open, you breathe in through the nose. When I say the words breathe out, your palms come down, your hands close, and you lightly tap the sides of your chest with your elbows. It's very light, don't break any bones. So the technique looks like this. And then when you relax, you place your palms on your thighs, open to the ceiling. So let's try this together. Sitting in Vajrasana, diamond posture. Make a loose fist with your palms, elbows tucked in to the side of the body, and back straight. Let's first take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. And for Vastrika, all together, breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and relax. Place your palms on your thighs, open to the ceiling. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. Observe the body, the breath, and the mind.
Second round of Bhastrika. Let's take position. Loose fists in front of the shoulders. Elbows tucked into the side of the body and back straight. If you're comfortable, you can keep the eyes closed. Let's first take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. And for Bhastrika, all together.
In 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, in 5, in. And relax. Keep the palms on the thighs.
Relax the body. Relax the breath. And let's take position for the third and final round of Bhastrika. Loose fists in front of the shoulders, elbows tucked into the side of the body, back straight, and a gentle smile on the face. Let's take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. And for Bhastrika all together, breathe in. 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, in 5, in, 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 in. And relax. Place the palms on your thighs. Palms open to the ceiling. Relax the body. Relax the breath. Relax the mind. Just take a few moments just to observe what's happening inside. And slowly, gradually, let's open the eyes. We'll do a few postures. So sitting on your mat, placing your hands underneath your shoulders, your feet and your knees shoulder width apart. As you're breathing in, push the stomach down, lift the head up towards the ceiling, lift your coccyx up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, push the back upwards towards the ceiling, bring the chin towards the chest. Again, breathing in, push the stomach down, look upwards towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, arch the back upwards towards the ceiling, bring your chin towards the chest. Breathe in, look up towards the ceiling. And breathe out, arch the back up towards the ceiling. And relax, come back to center. Sitting down on your heels, stretch your hands forward, bring your forehead down to the ground. Lifting the body up, come up into the downward dog, pushing your hips up to the ceiling, your chest towards the feet. Pushing your heels into the ground. Bring your right foot forward in line with the hands. And the left foot forward, stretching up towards the ceiling, and relax the hands. We'll do a standing postures. So keeping your feet shoulder width apart, pushing your knees backwards, hips forward, stomach in, chest out, shoulders back. As you breathe in, stretch your hands up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the body, lengthen the spine, stretch upwards. Stretching your hands upwards, push your feet into the ground. Take a deep breath in, lift the hands upwards, and as you breathe out, gently push your shoulders backwards. Breathing in, lengthen the spine. Breathing out, push the chest backwards. Gentle back bend. Take a deep breath in, lengthening the body. And as you breathe out, bend forward. Bring your hands towards the feet, pushing your chest towards the feet. Forward bend. Relax the body, relax the head. As you breathe in, stretch the hands upwards towards the ceiling, back to center, relax the body, come back to center. Stretch your feet out roughly about 1 meter apart. Turn your right foot out towards the right side and your left foot turns slightly inwards. As you breathe in, stretch your hands upwards, parallel to the ground, palms facing downwards. As you breathe out, stretch your body towards the right. Stretch as far as you can, keeping the knees straight. Maybe not twisting the chest, so you're pushing your left shoulder backwards, opening the chest. Keep stretching towards the right. And when you've reached your maximum level, drop the right shoulder down and lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Lengthening the left arm up to the ceiling, pushing your left shoulder backwards. Look up towards your left hand if you're able to. Keep breathing and keep relaxing in the posture. Breathe in, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling and come back to center. Relax the arms. And we'll do the other side. So your left foot pointing out to the left side, your right foot slightly inwards. Breathe in, stretch your arms up to this, parallel to the ground, palms facing downwards. And as you breathe out, lengthen towards the left side, stretch towards the left side as much as you can. Keep stretching. When you can't stretch anymore, drop the left hand down and stretch your right arm upwards towards the ceiling. If you're able to, look upwards towards your right hand and push your right shoulder backwards to open up the chest. Breathing. Keep relaxing in the posture. As you breathe in, stretch the right arm up towards the ceiling and coming back to center. Relax the arms. Bringing your feet together, hands in front of you, palms facing down. And sit down on a high stool in a bar. Hold the position there for a bit. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground. Your knees are not going over your ankles. The back is straight, shoulders pushed backwards. And a smile on the face. A little bit too comfortable, so we come down a little bit more. Again, check your feet are flat, knees not going over the ankles, shoulders back, and the smile is still on the face. Come down a little bit more. And a little bit more. And sit down and relax, sitting easily, sitting comfortably. So we'll do a few twisting postures. So taking your feet flat on the ground, take your left foot and place it underneath your right hip. So your left foot is underneath your right hip, and your right foot is placed over the left knee. So from here, we're going to twist the chest towards the right. So you can either take your left arm around the knee. If this is comfortable, you can place it over the knee with your hand facing upwards. Or if this is also comfortable, you can stretch the arm downwards and twist the right arm to the back. Keeping the spine straight, look over your right shoulder. And become aware of your spine from the top to the very bottom. Keep breathing and keep twisting. And relax, come back to center, relax the arms, relax the legs, come back to your starting position. So both feet are flat on the ground. This time we do the other side, so take your right foot and place it underneath your left hip. So your right foot placed underneath your left hip, your left foot placed over the right knee. So depending what you're comfortable with, you can take your right elbow around the knee, over the knee, with the hand upwards, or with the hand downwards. Whatever you're able to do, whatever you're comfortable with, that's fine. Taking your left arm behind the back, place your left palm on the ground, lengthening the spine, twist and look over your left shoulder. Keep breathing and keep twisting a little bit more. And breathe in, come back to center. Relax the arms, relax the legs. Keeping the feet stretched out in front of you. Keeping the spine straight, place your palms by the side of the body. As you breathe in, stretch the arms to the side and up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, bring your hands forward, reaching forward towards your feet, pushing your chest forward as well, lengthening the spine as much as you can. If you need to bend the knees, that's okay. Do what you can, do what's comfortable. Keep stretching forward as much as you can, pushing the chest towards the feet. And once you've reached your maximum level, drop the hands down and relax the head. Relax in the posture. Keep breathing. As you breathe in, lift the head upwards, stretch your arms up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, relax the hands, come back down to the ground. Sitting down on your heels, come into the child's pose. Sitting on your heels, hands by the side of the body. Relax the forehead down to the ground. And relax the body. Relax the breath. Relax the mind. Stretching your hands forward Stretch your hands all the way as far as you can and gently glide forward, lying down on your stomach, placing your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows tucked into the side of the body, feet together. As you breathe in, lift the chest up into the cobra. Keep your shoulders pushed backwards, elbows tucked into the side of the body, looking upwards towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And as you breathe out, come back down towards the ground. Relax the chin on the mat. So we'll do that one more time. But this time, instead of pushing yourself up using your hands, try and pull yourself up using your lower back muscles. As you breathe in, lift your chest upwards, pushing the shoulders back, opening the chest, lengthening the neck. Look upwards towards the ceiling. As much as you're able to do, take the pressure off your hands and focus on your lower back. And if you're feeling strong enough, you can lift your hands up off the ground. Do what you're able to do. Do what's comfortable. And as you breathe out, relax the body, come back to center. Relax the hands. Let's bend the knees, holding onto your ankles, using your hands. Pull your ankles down towards the body as much as you can. And we'll do the bow posture. So as you breathe in, pushing the feet away from you, lift the chest up off the ground. So your feet, your ankles are being pushed away from the body. And by doing that, you're lifting up the chest off the ground. If you're able to, look upwards towards the ceiling. And relax. Come back down to the ground. Relax your legs. Relax the body. Placing your hands underneath your shoulders. Elbows tucked into the side of the body will come up into the downward dog. So curl your toes under, push your body upwards, pushing your hips upwards towards the ceiling, your chest towards the ground, and your hips downwards. If your heels are not touching the ground, that's okay. You can gently walk on your heels one at a time. This will help lengthen the back of the legs. And relax. Come back to the ground. Relax the body. You can place your left hand in front of your face. Turn around for this. So you're lying down on the mat, your left hand in front of the face, your right hand just above the head. And you're bending the left knee outwards to the side. And relax in the posture. Be comfortable, you can close the eyes. And together we'll make the humming sound 3 times. We'll take a deep breath in. and relax. Let's roll over onto our back. Lying down on your back. Bending the knees, bring your ankles as close to the body as you can. You can use your feet, your hands, to pull your ankles slightly closer. Keeping the ankles shoulder width apart. Your hands by the side of the body, palms facing downwards. Into the bridge posture. As you breathe in, lift the stomach upwards. Push your hips up as high as you can. Check the weight of your body is on your feet and your shoulders. Keep pushing up a little bit more. And as you breathe out, come back down to the ground, relax the hips. Keep the feet in the same position. We'll do that again. So as you breathe in, push the stomach upwards, lift the body up, coming up a little bit more than before. Keep breathing. And as you breathe out, come back down towards the ground. Relax the body. Keep the feet in the same position. And we'll do the same posture one last time. As you breathe in, lift the stomach upwards, push your hips upwards towards the ceiling. Push up a little bit more. You can use your hands to help push yourself up a little bit more. Keep breathing. And as you breathe out, come back down towards the ground. Relax the body. You can bend your knees, holding onto your knees. Push your knees as close to the chest as you can. And gently let's start rocking the body from top to bottom, giving the spine a massage. And using the momentum from the body, come up into the shoulder stand. So lift your feet upwards towards the ceiling, straightening the body. Your hands supporting the lower back. Make sure the weight of your body is on your elbows and your shoulders and not on your head and neck. This is a very powerful posture, strengthening the immune system. All the blood rushes downwards towards the heart, towards the brain. Brain is reoxygenated. All the heart, the lungs get more oxygen, more blood flowing towards them. And very slowly, very gently, bending the knees, come back down towards the ground without jerking the body. You can use your hands as brakes and come back to the center. Relax the body. Keeping the feet together, place your palms underneath your thighs, palms facing downwards, elbows tucked into the side of the body. Point your toes away from the head. And lifting yourself up, balancing on your elbows. Lift your chest upwards, look towards your feet. Looking towards the feet. Very gently, very slowly. Push the shoulders back, open up the chest and drop the head backwards. But don't rest the head on the ground. We just very lightly touching the top of the head to the ground, but we're not resting the head on the ground. Push your shoulders backwards. Open the chest as much as you can. Keep your toes pointing away from you. And keep breathing. As you breathe in, lift the head upwards. Look towards your feet. And once you're comfortable, come back down to the ground. Relax the body. Come back to center. Stretch both your feet upwards towards the ceiling and bending your knees, holding onto the knees with your hands. Pull your knees as close to the chest as you're able to. Take a deep breath in. And as you slowly breathe out, lift the forehead upwards towards the knees. And squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball. Relaxing the head, bring the head back down to the ground. Keeping holding onto the knees with the hands, you can gently rock on the back from side to side. Give your back a good massage. And coming back to center, relax the legs, relax the body. Do one final twisting pose. So taking your right foot, place it on your left knee. Right foot on your left knee. Right knee pointing upwards towards the ceiling. Stretch your arms out to the side of the body. Taking your left hand, place it on your right knee. Pull your knee down towards the left and turn your head to look to the right. So again, become aware of your spine from the top to the very bottom. Twisting the spine. Breathe in, come back to center. Relax the body. We'll do the other side. So place your left foot onto your right knee. Right hand over the left knee. Stretching the arms out to the side of the body. Pull the knee downwards towards the right. And turn your head to look towards the left. Check both your shoulders are flat on the ground. And keep twisting the spine as much as possible. Keep breathing. Keep relaxing. Breathe in, come back to center. And breathe out. Relax the body. Keep the feet shoulder width apart. Hands by the side of the body, palms open to the ceiling, and eyes closed. Let's take a deep breath in, hold the breath, and squeeze every muscle in the body. Squeeze the knees, the feet, thighs, chest, abdomen, tight fist, tight face, squeeze every muscle, hold the breath as hard as you can, squeeze harder. Relax. Once again, take a deep breath in, hold the breath, squeeze every muscle in the body, squeeze the feet, knees, thighs, chest, abdomen, tight fist, tight face, squeeze, hold the breath as hard as you can, squeeze harder. Relax. And one last time, take a deep breath in, hold the breath, squeeze every muscle in the body, feet, knees, thighs, chest, abdomen, tight fist, tight face, squeeze, hold the breath as hard as you can, squeeze harder, harder. Relax. Relax the body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Incoming breath energizes the body, while outgoing breath relaxes the body. And keeping this in mind, let's take a deep breath in to energize the body, and a slow breath out to relax the body. Let go completely. Let go completely. Let's take our attention to the feet, the ankles, the calves, the knees, thighs, the hips, the genitals, the abdomen and stomach, the chest, the shoulders, the arms, neck and throat, the face. Relax all the muscles in the face. And the best way to relax the face, gentle smile. The head, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. This body is a precious gift from nature, from divinity. Honor and respect this body. And slowly and gradually, let's roll over to the right side. And taking your own time, let's come up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed for just a few more moments. Observe the body. Observe the breath. The mind. Emotions. What's happening at this very moment. And taking your own time whenever you feel comfortable, with a smile on the face, let's open the eyes. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. So just a quick summary of the postures that we've done. So when it comes to building the immune system, there's 3 types of postures which help. So inversion postures. So for example, when you bring your head down, you lift your legs up. What that does is it brings the blood back towards the heart, to the chest, to the brain, all the waste coming back into the body. The lymphatic system gets stimulated. Right? Twisting postures, when you're twisting the body, twisting the spine, it's like a sponge. You're squeezing all the abdominal organs, the chest organs, so you're squeezing out all the waste material from the body. And chest expanders. The more you expand the chest, your lung capacity increases, more oxygen comes in, more energy comes into the system, improving the immune system. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your day.
Thank you so much, Tahir, for the beautiful asanas and your explanations. So I will hand over to Christoph Glaser.
Thank you so much, Tatiana, and thanks, Tahir. This was truly a great session. Thanks.
Yeah.
And actually,
so Christoph, we need 1 minute to switch translation, please.
Yes, that's perfect. And I will be showing the slides.
Okay.
So that gives me the, yeah.
Yes, great.
So on this channel now, we will have the meditation with Swami Jyotirmaya just in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.
Entonces puedes aprovechar antes de la meditación o ir al baño, puedes refrescarte antes de la meditación y en breve volvemos. Gracias.
So Andrea Gunter will be the German translator, and Natalia is the Turkish translator on the Portuguese channel. And Lair will be the Spanish translator. The translation is started now.
Okay.
So we can start now.
Yeah. So as we are getting ready for the session with Swami Jyotirmaya, I just would like to share with you that there is a lottery going on here. Obviously from 17th to 20th June 2020, we're going to have the 4-day program with Kamlesh Barwal, who's our global director for the Sri Sri Yoga School. And it's going to be a great experience. You can sign up for the seminar, obviously, and you can also participate here with this QR code in the lottery and win a free ticket. So if you want to take out your mobile phone, scan the QR code and get lucky. I just want to check in with Swamiji for him to be here when I announce him.
Yes,
So,
I am here, Christopherji.
Okay, wonderful. Then I would start the introduction. We are just in time, Swamiji, and I think for all of us, there were so many dimensions this morning, right? We woke up with yoga asanas, with stretching, with the meditation with Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar. Then we had a lot of, I think, also intellectual stimulation with the keynote speeches. We had scientific inputs. We looked at the importance of yoga from an almost political or socio-economic perspective. We had Sri Ravi Shankar again speaking to us. And now we have dived deeper into the practice of yoga with Tahir, which is fantastic, and parallel 12 workshops going on from kids to all age group and different topics. Now we have with Swami Jyotirmaya, and Swamiji, I believe that when Mahatma Gandhi said that we need to be the change we want to see in the world, that he has said something very powerful, and that is let's say, a very difficult thing to achieve, to really walk the talk. And Swamiji, I think for all of us knowing you here in Europe with your work, I think we can truly say you are doing that. You are so beautifully an embodiment of this compassion, love, and care that yoga stands for. And of course, you are an incredible trainer. You are inspiring many thousands around the world and here in Europe. So it's great we have you, and we can dive deep into the meditation with you, Swamiji. So over to you.
Christopherji, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I'm humbled and honored to be part of this very noble cause. I'm really, this moment I'm taking for a minute to congratulate you, Christopherji, because 10, 12 days back, you told us to organize this magnanimity of the program. And the whole Sri Shri School of Yoga team got together. Just because of that action, now 100,000s of people all over the world getting benefited. So thank you for the entire team.
Thank you.
And shall we start now? Shall we meditate? So I have to see a big smile on your face, all of you. Then only we'll start meditation. That's the first qualification for meditation. First, we can all shake your hands, both hands to the sides and to the up. And relax. And shoulders lift up and drop your shoulders. Breathe in. And relax. And next few minutes, we are going to keep our body still and immobile. There are 3 golden rules for meditation. One is doing nothing, want nothing, and I am nobody. Okay, let us close our eyes gently. Relax your shoulders, neck. Breathe out and relax. Relax your body and relax your mind. Take a long, deep breath in. Hold the breath and breathe out through your mouth. Relax your both legs. all the muscles in your body. Take a deep breath in, the very first act we all did it in our life. Hold the breath. Breathe out very slowly this time. The last act we do in our life. Keep a gentle smile on your face. You are the source of joy. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Breathe out through your mouth. Now we will say 3 times Om. Om means unconditional love. Breathe in. Om. Become aware of your surroundings. The place where you are sitting now. The entire room. Expand your awareness without much effort. The wall, floor, and the ceiling. Empty space above your head. And listen to the noises, if there are any. Sometimes traffic noise, people talk, good sound, disturbing noise. Be with it. Now slowly take your attention to your body and relax all the muscles. Love your body very dearly. And take your attention to your right leg, right foot, right knee, and relax your right thigh muscles. Once you take your attention to a particular part of your body, all the muscles get relaxed there naturally. Left leg, left foot, knee, thigh, hip, relax your both legs. Genitals, abdomen, stomach, right arm, elbow, palm, fingers, left arm, chest, shoulders, throat, lips, eyebrows, relax your eyebrows, eyes, Breathe in. Breathe out and relax your whole body. Observe the breath in the nostrils. Breath is moving in and out non-stop. You are grateful for this breath. Breathe in and relax. Observe the breath with a smiling face. Observe the thoughts. Different kinds of thoughts do come. Let them all come and go. Little more attention to your thoughts. Positive thoughts, negative thoughts. And observe the feelings. Pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings. Breathe in and let go. Let go all your efforts and rest. Next 2 minutes, total silence. No instructions. Be with yourself. Repose in yourself. Akashat padidam toyam yada gacchati sakaram sarvadeva namaskaraha keshavam pradigacchati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Become aware of your thoughts, feelings, And become aware of your surroundings. Listen to the sounds. And become aware of your body. Your arms, legs, the whole body. And with a smile, slowly breathe in. And with a smile, breathe out. And keep your hands in a Namaste position, prayerful posture, eyes closed. And you may chant Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Let there be a peace in this world. Breathe in. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And send positive energy to the whole world. And relax. And you may crack open your eyes just 2%, 3%. Very little. The ray of light again entering to your eyes. And open little more. Breathe in with a smile. And breathe out with a smile. And you may open your eyes completely. Hope you all enjoyed these few minutes of silence. The experience we get only because of the one enlightened being's blessings. So myself, I'm so fortunate to walk on this planet with Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankarji's knowledge. I hope you all join for forthcoming Art of Living Sri Sri Yoga level 1 with the most senior Sri Sri Yoga teacher, Kamalesh Barwal, June 17th to 20th. So do not miss the opportunity, join. There are 4 obstacles in our life. Would you like to know? The first obstacle is we are caught up in our progeny, Putreshna. We are thinking all the time about our own dear and near ones, what's going to happen to them. Thinking about our children, father, grandfather, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. Then also we cannot come into the present moment. And we are not serving 100% quality time with them. The first obstacle is Putreshna, thinking about the progeny. And the second obstacle, Vitteshna. Will I sufficient money? What about my position? What going to happen with my profession? That also an obstacle. And the third one is Logeshna, what other people think about me. And the fourth one, Jiveshna, only caught up in the physical level, 5 senses, more pleasure. I want to be more, enjoy more. That's make you tired. And you cannot be natural. We feel exhausted and drained if you start using all your 5 senses all the time. So if you want to know more about this knowledge, come and join the level 1 with the Kamalesh ji. Not only talk, you will experience this, how to overcome these 4 obstacles from our life. Yeah. With these words, thank you to the whole Sri Sri Yoga European school team.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. And I think before lunch, this was really food for the soul. It was an absolute great experience. And we are all very precious to have Swamiji with us today. For the program, as I indicated earlier, for the program with Kamlesh that Swamiji spoke about, you can sign up and you can be part of a lottery to win a ticket. You could scan the QR code here. Now we'll go for lunch. Let us have a healthy lunch, and after lunch, we will meet Swami Paramtesh for something which I personally look very much forward. He will do with us the Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra, a situation where our body is completely relaxed, but the mind is still present. So you can just lie down, relax, and really rest and repose with Swami Paramtesh on this channel. And then we will go into different in the next keynote panel, and there we will see actually the beautiful variety of different types of yogas, different approaches of yogas. We will have speakers from different yoga schools from 2:30 till 4. We'll then go again into workshops, parallel workshops, to do some stretches and to do some body work, and we'll complete the afternoon with a meditation. And just for your notice, after the dinner break, there will be also mantras and dance. I think that's what we could call a rich program. Great to be with all of you. Beautiful to be connected around the world, and enjoy the lunch. Thank you very much, Swamiji, to be with us. Thank you.